first thing, let's jump into it. We had breaking news this morning, Fernando. Pete Rizzo posts on X that Elon liked a post that was essentially saying he is buying Bitcoin, but on the sneak, really quietly. And it looks like the markets have immediately moved this morning, and now Bitcoin's over 108K again. What do you make of all this?
Well, I think that Elon is not only the richest man on the world, he's one of the smartest people on history. So I think that he should be buying Bitcoin for a long time. And probably this tweet, I don't know what it has to mean, but yeah, probably it's like a signal that says, okay, yes, I'm buying. Now I'm out of the government, and I can say that I'm buying. But I think that Elon is buying Bitcoin for a long time, so it's not a surprise for me.
Yeah, I remember. If you remember, just a couple of years ago, Tesla was openly acquiring some Bitcoin. I think they had over $1 billion worth on their books at the time. And then I think they sold some off, and we haven't really heard a lot about it. But I do remember once that news came out, Bitcoin shot up almost immediately after. We have seen a nice little bump this morning back to that 108K level. Do you think we could attribute that to just these whispers of Elon quietly stacking sats in the background? Is it that simple?
Yeah, I'm sure that it could contribute to that because there was not any big news to justify a jump during the morning. I think that this can happen. I remember when Elon was tweeting about Doge a couple of years ago with Dogecoin. Dogecoin was doing pump. I think that all these movements of these people, Elon Musk, Saylor, the people who has money, who has power, can affect the price of Bitcoin. So we can see that probably this tweet or this like that Elon did potentially trigger the pump on Bitcoin.
Yeah, there's really no one outside of maybe President Donald Trump himself who can move the markets with a single click or a tweet or whatever. Do you think, what would you expect the markets to look like or the Bitcoin price to look like if Elon comes out and says, yes, I'm personally acquiring Bitcoin and Tesla is again acquiring Bitcoin? Do you think that could be a major domino in what we're already seeing of all these publicly traded companies starting to put Bitcoin in their balance books? I mean, Tesla is one of the biggest companies in the world. If that becomes public knowledge, do you think the Bitcoin price is just going to start ripping, or what are your thoughts?
Of course, like independently of what Elon do or Tesla do, I think that Bitcoin price is gonna go up because it's not only Tesla or Elon. There are a lot of companies that every day are adding Bitcoin to their balance sheet. Small companies, big company, sailors still buying a lot of Bitcoin. But of course, if we have a big player like Elon Musk, the richest man of the world, one of the most powerful men of the world, we have Tesla that, in my opinion, is gonna be it's going to be the biggest company in the next 5 years, because now they were discussing about the cars, the IV problems with United States and Trump, but we don't have to lose the focus that Tesla is not a car company, it's an AI company. So I think that in the next 5 years, Tesla is going to be the biggest company in the world. So if Elon and Tesla start stacking Bitcoin, of course, it's going to drive the price higher in a bigger pace, but let's see.
Do you think it's a good thing or a bad thing that Bitcoin is moving in the same direction as the S&P 500?
I think that it depends. Like it's not good or it's not bad. I think that what it means is that the markets still don't see Bitcoin as a different kind of asset than the stocks on the S&P 100, so 500, sorry. So I think that I cannot say if it's bad, I cannot say that if it's good. I think that the market, or the biggest part of the population, of the investors, the people who make decisions, they don't see Bitcoin as something different from the S&P 500. I think that that's the conclusion. On the other side, you were talking about the price of Bitcoin, and for me, it's incredible that after all the things that happened this year, if we start checking what happened this year was super crazy, with prices go up, going down, going up, going down. Remember the day that was deep sick, that all the market crashed, then the tariff, the market crashed, and then again, like the problems with Elon Musk and Trump, and Bitcoin still is hovering around 100, 108, 110. I think that this is the most important thing to pay attention. I remember that in March, all the people were saying the bull market is over, the bull market is over, and we need to pack the bags and leave. So, and I think that is not what's going to happen. And I think that I like to follow these traders to the double top, the double bottom, all the technical analysis, but I try to follow more when I need to analyze Bitcoin, the M2, the global liquidity. And if you see the graphic of the global liquidity, you see that Bitcoin always follow this graphic. And it's like, there is I think that is 3 months below, 3 months difference between. So M2 is going up very high and Bitcoin is following. So I think that can trigger an explosion in the upcoming months. But regarding the S&P 500 and Bitcoin, I think that I cannot say if it's good or it's bad. In the future, probably we can see the decoupling. Sometimes last year or even this year, we could see a little bit of decoupling. But yes, they behave similar. I cannot say if it's good or it's bad. It is what it is. But I think that in the future, it's going to be different.
What do you think that reason will be? Will it be because generally July is a good month? Is it the money supply? Is it corporate treasuries? Will it be government regulations? Will it be a combination of all those? What do you think will be the main catalyst driving Bitcoin's price in the month of July?
Well, I think that can be the treasury companies that are more and more are coming and they are buying more and more Bitcoin. They are doing bold statements like buying 200,000 Bitcoins and all these things. They are doing a big plans. And the other thing is because of them too. If you watch the graphic of the M2, the global liquidity of money around the world is going up. So I think that Bitcoin follows this graphic. So I think that this is gonna be for that reason and the FOMO. Most of the people start seeing that Bitcoin is going up and they want to buy. And I think that we can reach an all-time high this month, probably 120, 125, who knows, but it's super unpredictable. But I think that the biggest catalyst can be the treasury companies that are still buying. They are like a black hole of fiat, sucking fiat to Bitcoin. And also the natural trend of following the M2, the global liquidity, could trigger an all-time high.
And you mentioned FOMO, which I always think is interesting, because I remember during the last big Bitcoin surge in one of the past halving cycles, retail FOMO got really big really fast. But now we're at such a high Bitcoin price, we're at 6 digits. Do you think that retail FOMO might behave and react differently this time around? Because I'll talk to people that don't know much about Bitcoin, right? And they'll go, oh, it's too expensive. And I'm like, well, you can buy fractions of it, right? But still, that 6-digit price is such a big number. I wonder, do you think that number will put off some retail investors in a different way than it had previously because the number is so high? Or do you think FOMO is going to react the same way this time around, but maybe it'll just be more of these public companies buying it rather than like retail traders?
Well, that's the main point. Now we need to like separate the retail, because what retail can do is nothing compared to what the companies can do. So probably, as you say, I do agree with you that probably normal people say, no, now it's too expensive, Bitcoin, 6 figures. We are gonna wait until go down and buy. And there is not too much retail FOMO now. But the FOMO comes from the companies. The FOMO comes from the treasury companies, that they have a lot of access to capital. They can go to the financial markets and raise a couple of billions of US dollars to buy Bitcoin. So they don't care of the price. And as they see especially how is the performance on the stock of all the companies that are doing treasury strategy. You see, of course, we all know MicroStrategy or strategy, but you see MetaPlanet, how it's performing. You see the blockchain group in France, how it's performing. Today, I had a talk with a guy from the Smarter Wealth company that is exploding. So I think that it's going to be triggered by the corporate FOMO instead of retail FOMO. And I think that there is going to be retail FOMO for sure, because when the price goes up, people always want to buy because say, okay, now I don't want to lose the train this time, but the corporate FOMO is going to push the price higher than the retail FOMO because, of course, it's easier for them raise more capital and do more and move the perimeter faster in the market.